Everybody, Onyx here. Time for the Smite Patch, the 4.18. If you're wondering, oh Tim, where the fuck is the Smite videos? Well, I'm probably gonna play some tomorrow. But I almost completely forgot about this patch. It came out 9 days ago. Oops. But with that said, if you enjoy these videos and series in my channel and me, maybe consider to leave a like down below and subscribe. With that said, see you over there. So yes, this is the new in Smite Journey to Asgard 4.18 Smite Patch Notes. And we got new skins, one for Ymir, one for Fenrir, one for Daji, and one for Nike. The first one I'm gonna show you is the Bellyache Ymir. He's a glass monster. That freaking smile. Yo, look at that smile. It's so fucking cute. Anyway, next skin is for the Inugami Fenrir. Oh shit, what the hell is that PlayStation game again called? You know, the folks that have a really distinguished gameplay that you're using a paintbrush to paint things into the world. Origami, I don't know. If you know which one I'm talking about, this really is a freaking reminiscence of that game. Anyway, next skin is for the Daddy, the sequined sadist. She's a peacock. Lovely. Lovely. Next one is for the Harbinger, Nike, and he looks really uninteresting, except for the battle axe. Holy shit. Anywho, Odyssey 2017-18. Purchasable items 20% off during 4.18. Smite time global emote, Bellyache Ymir, Inugami Fenrir. No, not Inugami, Inugame Fenrir. Bonus items, Sequin Sadist, Daji, new quests and achievements. 7 Norse quests, Norse Conqueror achievement, awards the Norse loading screen skin. God achievements. Hachiman, mounted archery. As Hachiman, hit 5 enemy guards with one use of his ultimate mounted archery. And number 1 Stuna. As Hachiman, stun 2 enemy guards with one use of this Laiejutsu ability. Project Olympus. In this patch, we have a few more additions to Project Olympus. Spectator is seeing a small adjustments that will greatly improve visibility to SPL and generally spectator viewers. Server roll-up is being turned off due to the success of the multi-queue, and finally, players are getting long requested future. Utah. Random player loadouts. Spectator. To have bars in Spectator were dark, made difficult to see the lines that did not 100 health, as well as how much health was missing, especially in compressed video settings. They changed this to be lighter in color to help them be more visible, while also shifting them to be more colorblind friendly colors, similar to the minimap tower / phoenix / titan colors. Updated the health and mana ball colors to provide more contrast when viewing. Server rollup is no longer active on any region. Server rollups were initially designed to help low population regions have high quality matchmaking and was fast queuing times, but it had the drawback of moving people to regions with higher latency. While it helped, it wasn't a perfect solution. With the release of multi-queue, players in slow population regions have a tool to queue for multiple modes, which helps both matchmaking and queue times. Which its release, we no longer feel server rollups is a necessary solution. Random player loadouts. Players can randomize most of the player loadouts. These settings will be visible in player loadout section and can be enabled for each item individually. The only items that cannot be randomized are loading frames and avatars. Players can now select the random option per match on loading screens. Pedestals, jump stamps, global emotes, recall skins, announcers packs, music themes, hard themes, fountain skins, and level up skins. Players cannot randomize loading frames or avatars. Miscellaneous. Fix an issue where players could not enable random words. Fix an issue where players using random words will not have the words be random in game. Fix an issue where blocked players could message a blocker. Fix an issue where players on D&D could still be messaged. Players on a blocked list can no longer join custom rooms hosted by the blocker. Fix an issue where the players in the Grandmaster will receive a minus TP penalty. Fix an issue where players could not receive thumping chest after winning a game. This should already be resolved in the 4.17 patch for console. Items, bug fixes. Malice. Update the description of this item to be consistent with other items of a similar effect. Road of Asclepius. Add the description text for the box icon on Road of Asclepius. Evolving items. Update the descriptions of each evolving item to be more consistent with other evolving items. Gods. Bug fixes. Amundsen Carb. General. Fix an issue with Void Pressure Amundsen Carb sound effects. And Outpourage. General. Fix an issue with Outpour's basic attack had a large hitbox than intended. Shock. Fix an issue with Storm's tech shock sounds effects. Kronos. Fix an issue with Kronos basic attack has a large hitbox than intended. Bendrer. Fix an description issue that stated Seeing Howl affected allies rather than just himself. Hachiman. General. Fix an issue where Shogun Hachiman did not have orbs to signify the remaining shots of Eagle Eye. Adjusted Hachiman's basic attacks an ultimate shot to better look like they're being fired from his bow. Hades. General. Fix an issue where Hades' basic attacks has a large hitbox than intended. Isis. In general. Added description to her passive to describe the changing size of her basic attack chain box. Nox, Night Terror. Fix an issue where this ability was playing the wrong effects on hitting minions. Raijin, General. Added a description to his passive to describe the normal size of his basic attack hitbox. Rom. General. Fix an issue where the marksman will say the wrong VBG line. Ratatosker, Flurry. Fix an issue where the visual effects of the disability were continuing even when the ability was cancelled or interrupted. Sobek, General. Fix an issue where the high C Sobek Sparrow will T-pose upon his death. Sylvanus, General. Added a description to his passive to describe his basic attacks hit enemies in AoE. Zeus. Fix an issue where Zeus' basic attacks had a larger hitbox than intended. Items, balances. Ansel. Ansel was an anti-caster item with a mixed identity. He was not quite defensive enough to survive against sustained damage from a mage, and it was not offensive enough to allow players to threaten a caster. We are moving it towards the offensive direction, encourage players to get in close and deal damage to magical gods. This will set them up to be near their target when the passive effects activates. You can get much more use of it. Increased physical power from 25 to 30, decreased magic protection 60 to 50. Atlanta's Bow. Atlanta's Bow was added to provide hunters with a movement speed options that could still contribute toward their end game build. The problem with this was it did not provide enough attack speed to replace another item in hunter builds, increasing this stat to let them better compete with other items. With those items, I mean. Increased attack speed from 20% to 25%. Chronos spend? Yes. Chronos Spend underwent some serious changes at the beginning of Season 4 that made it much more powerful, but also more costly. The additional cost made it more difficult to fit it into builds and also increased the max cost of mage builds, which are already some of the most expensive. A slight cost reduction will allow it to find a home in core builds for a variety of mages. Decreased costs from 2,900 to 2,750. Witchblade. Lifesteal can be a wallable stat, but on an item that is largely defensive and utility oriented, it becomes useless. We are removing the lifesteal on Witchblade and replacing it with 10% control reduction. This stat will be more meaningful use on most characters that want to situationally pick up this type of utility item. Removes 50% lifesteal, added 10% control reduction. Gods balances. Othio. Othio is in a much healthier spot than her initial launch, but she still has some room for adjustments. Life tap and heavy charge are seeing a increase, reducing her long-range control and mobility. Decompose is also seeing a decrease in its protection debuff, limited how much shred Artie can provide for herself and her team. Both the changes should help enemies handle the utility and presence R2 has in a team fight. Decompose is passive, decrease protection debuff from 3% to 2%. Life tap, heavy charge, increased cooldown from 15 seconds to 70 seconds. Kamasots. Kamasots has become a dominant jungle pick with his high sustain, perk power and gang potential. Screech Echo buff provides a large bonus to his physical power, which further empowers his strength. In this patch, it is seen as slight nerf to decrease the effect it has on his entire kit. Vampire Bats also receive a damage decrease, lowering Kamasot's ability to quickly direct carry and burst them down and allowing the enemy more time to respond. Screech. Decreased physical power buff from 20 to 25, 30, 45, 40 to 10 to 15, 20 to 25, 30. Vampire Bats. Decreased initial damage from 70, 120, 170, 220, 270, 270, 110, 150, 190, 230. Crescent Bow. Hey! In the last few patches, Crescent has seen adjustments to improve how he feels to play with and how he feels to play against. He's become much more consistent in his ability to control a fight. In this patch, we are focused on increased how often he can impact the fight, especially in the early game. Sumo Slam and Water to Grave, the cooldowns are being reduced, giving them access to much more control over the course of a match. Sumo Slam. Decreased cooldown from 16, 15, 14, 13, 12 to seconds to 12 seconds at all ranks. Water Grave. Decreased cooldown from 1 seconds to 75 seconds. Red Tusker. Red Tusker struggles compared to other assassins and junglers. While his early game is pretty strong, he's quickly falls off compared to the other assassins that feel similar engaging and diving roles. We are increasing Flurry scaling to help him extend into the mid and late game, or giving the protection shred from Flurry and an increase in strength. When he's fully used his skill, it will further empower his other ability, while also helping the other members of its team to do damage. Flurry. Increased physical power scaling from 20% per tick to 25% per tick. Increased protection shred from 2, 2, 3, 3, 4 per tick to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 per tick. Skadi. Skadi is controlled through permafrost and damage from Cauldron allowed her to be one of the most consistently strong hunters. We're reducing the radius of permafrost at late ranks, allowing how much many gods can affect with her ice light crowd control. Additionally, Carl's dash damage decrease lowering Skadi's overall burst potential. Ruin of the Hunt. Decrease Cauldron dash damage from 100, 125, 150, 150% to 70, 85, 100, 115, 113% of Skadi's basic attack damage. Updated the descriptions of this ability to clearly state Cauldron dash damage. Permafrost. Decrease radius from 16, 18, 20, 22, 24 to 16, 16, 18, 18, 20. Terra. Terra is seeing a shift in her power with this patch. Monolith is a highly flexible ability when shattered. It provides strong early game lockdown when combined with Crushing Earth Stun and applies a widespread route to control areas in the later stage of the game. We are removing the route from this ability, replacing it with slightly longer lasting slow, giving more room for counterplay in both the single target and teamfight scenarios. Previously, because of its power, when shattered, we allowed it to be destroyed quickly. This limited how it could be used to block shots or heal Terra's allies. We increasing the number of shots required to kill it, bringing more power back to its unshattered form. Monolith. Remove root from Mono Shatter. Mono Shatter slows enemies by 30% for 1.5 seconds. Increase Monolith hit points to 3 to 5. And Tough. Tough is a difficult god to adjust, given his overall low performance at much levels of play, but high success at the very top end. In this patch, we want to make adjustments to bring these two skill levels closer together while helping players have the better information and more perfect against Toth. Each of his damage abilities are having updated visuals to better indicate their hitboxes. His ultimate audio cue will now be heard from a longer range, helping players know when it is coming from out of sight. Final Judgment will now be more powerful, quickly fired, but will reach the same bonus damage it currently reaches when fully charged. The maximum damage it can do, however, is being reduced to Love and Thought ability to one-shot opponents in the later stage of this game. Hieroglyphic Assault, update the effects and visuals to better convey its hitbox. Evade and Punish, update the effects and visuals to better convey its hitbox. Handle Judgment, decreased scaling from 120 to 100%. Adjust the charge of damage from 25, 50, 75, 100% of damage to 40, 60, 80, 100 of total damage. Updated audio effects and visuals to better convey its hitbox. And the last one in this patch is good old tier. Fearless. Decreased mana cost from 60, 65, 70, 75, 80 to 50, 55, 60, 65, 70. And the last thing on this patch notes list is change stance. Decreased cooldown from 14, 13, 12, 11, 10 to 12, 12, 11, 11, 10. Whew. So this is the patch. Journey to Asgard 4.18 Smite Patch. What do I think about it? Well, it's a lot of nerfs. A lot of fixes and nerfs, of course, but a lot of things that didn't exist existed. It was more nerfs than buffs, really, and it was more nerfs than balances, really. And some things that I actually didn't know about. And random play loadouts could be fun, but also annoying. I don't know. I haven't tried at all. And some achievements for Hachiman. Well, the cone is quite large, so it's going to be quite easy if all the enemies is one big clump. This one though is going to be quite more interesting. And Odyssey is buy some shit, be better at it, and all that jazz. And the skins. The only one that actually stands out is the freaking ice cream man. God freaking damn, he's so fucking handsome. Just look at that smile. Look at it. But anyway, that's it really for the Smite Patch. New in Smite Journey to Asgard 4.18 Smite Patch notes. So with that said, I thank you for watching. And remember to like, favorite, comment, share and subscribe to this video and my channel of course. And don't forget to cool, awesome and glorious. As long as you are the bellyache email. He's so fucking cute. But with that said, I thank you for watching and I will see you in the next one. Ta-ta for now and bye.